Great. All right, stretching as you please. Footwork, rolls and falls.
Yeah, we're up doing cable barrier all last week. So
Do what now?
you know, on 65, the like steel cables they got in the medium.
Okay, yeah.
On the interstates. So
Okay.
we fixed those.
Oh, okay.
So we were up doing that all last week.
Oh, well, that sounds fun.
So
Sounds like an entertaining time.
that's where all of the sun came from.
Yeah.
Out there where there's no tree cover or anything like that. So
Well, it's better than a good swift kick in the ass.
oh yeah.
So other than that, how's life treating you?
Oh, that's all right.
Well, that's good.
Been doing seagull, so
Okay, you gotta get that for the job?
yeah, they
Yeah.
require it within 90 days.
Yeah.
So
I had to take the CDL one time for a job. I was working at Kinsey.
Oh, yeah?
Youth Center?
was it for transportation?
Yeah, it was in case we needed to transport anybody. And they gave us a practice test, which listed the answers in order. And they told us, when you go take the test, just miss a couple, because we don't want everybody getting 100%. So, yeah.
Who cares?
So they said it would look bad if we all passed 100%.
That's
So
stupid.
they asked that we miss one or two of them so that.
Yeah.
But they gave us the answers. I mean, verbatim the
Yeah.
answers. So, but they asked crazy questions. Okay, so if I were to have had to transport some of these juvenile delinquents, it would have been in a minivan.
Yeah.
They were asking how many lights are on a semi,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to know that. And somebody driving a semi doesn't need to know how many freaking
Yeah.
lights are on that trailer.
So it's because of the, they technically do, because it's part of their maintenance something. Because it's federal, if any of them are messed up, they can ding.
Yeah.
And it's a fine.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a taxation thing.
Yeah, well, I knew it. It has to come down to two things: money and control.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's money and control. And if you have control, you have the money, and if you have the money, you have the control.
Yep.
That's all it's about.
And so they recently changed it to where you just need a Class C. They got rid of the chauffeur separation.
Okay.
But anything you can do with a Class A, you can do it for a Class B or C. Anything you can do with a Class B, you can do with a Class C, that sort of stuff. Yeah, so it's
Ridiculous.
It is stupid.
It's
but
ridiculous.
that's why they do it.
They do it so they can maintain power and control.
Yes.
That's why they do it.
Yes, they're costing more money.
Yes.
Because the Class C is cheap. Class C is like $20. The Class B is 75. If you want, 200 if you're not going through a school. Yeah. So.
And we never needed any kind of license to drive a vehicle until that stupid little kid, I think he was like 10 years old, hit some old guy back in like, I don't know, it was like the teens or the 20s, somewhere back in there. He hit some old guy, and that old guy got a fit and started ranting and raving that, 8 or 10-year-olds, however old he was, shouldn't be driving a vehicle.
Yeah.
And then that's when they started requiring license to drive. I don't know, this is
This is the company that's going to lay all the internet fiber lines.
Oh, okay.
They turn up the roads and everything.
Well, good for them.
So. Yeah, if you're not going through a school, if it's just solo, it's $200 a pop for Class B.
But your county paying for that, right?
The state pays a reduced rate. So, because they make the laws, it's only 75 per test.
But they make you pay that?
They pay for one free one. So,
Okay.
so.
Well, I'll be honest. First of all, I'm not the brightest color in the crayon box. If I hadn't had those answers, I would not have passed that test the first time.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway.
Yeah, they made us get this app that when you can do like mock tests.
Yeah.
And it has all of the possible questions for it now.
Oh, yeah.
It just tells you what the answer is if you get it wrong.
Okay. Well, that's good. At least it gives you that.
Yeah, and so they're just like, do a couple of these before you go in and you'll be fine. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay.
So.
Well, that works.
And the permit testing is free. It's just the like actual licensing and everything.
Well,
Costs money.
of course it does.
Well, I should say, it's not free.
Yeah.
Because to actually print it off, they charge you $14 or $17 to print off a piece of paper.
One piece of paper?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, they get you coming and going.
Yeah. It's not even for like.
Our society.
It's a
is just-
it's a 6-month permit. That's costs you
crazy.
$17 for them to print
Oh,
off.
we live in a society that is so backwards, upside down, and
Yeah.
twisted. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just jump right in and let's get a stick. And it's been a while. It's been a while.
Couple days.
It has. So we'll go ahead and start right-handed. And we'll just hit me with this. We're gonna here. Oh, and here with the disarm. We'll do that. We'll start there.
Okay. So that's here and then
Yeah, boom, yes, the vine with the disarm. So as you hit here, strike, and then this will disarm here. Again, when we're actually striking the stick, we're really striking the hand, but let's not do that.
Yeah.
We get our check in here, and this here should just slide in as we strike. We'll hit here, boom, boom, disarm. And if you want to add a little, I like to push them away.
Yeah.
Here, boom, 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 and then I like a little push or punch or something in there. You don't have to add that.
I mean, it's nice.
It is, boom, and then that snakes, boom, boom, and then, yes.
Almost like when we do the bouquet, just kind of shovel it.
Yes, yeah, I tend to do that.
Yeah.
I tend to do that simply because my preference is to have you as close as possible.
Yeah.
When I'm beating the tar out of you.
Yeah.
But when I'm done beating you up,
Go away.
go away, yeah, go away.
So I'm no.
Boom, I'm sorry, go. Boom, boom, we both do it at the same time. Bam, good.
So.
Boom, boom, boom. Pow, pow. Boom, yes, yes. Now, the last time I did, I'm here like this, and I start snaking here, and then this striking punches together.
Okay.
Boom, and then boom, and there you go, up, down, there you go, boom, yes.
Got my stick cocked.
Got your stick, I have. So when I come in here and strike, this is back here, I'm already snaking here, which could be a heejee. Boom here, boom, and then that's when the twist at the hip.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom, 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 there you go, yeah.
So less of like the slash that we do.
Yes, yes.
Just a straight.
Yes. So the angle 4, and then I'm going to use an angle 4, boom, with the check, and as it comes back here, I'm going to snake and get that up here, boom, and then I'm going to come in with a 9. If I get this stuck in here, that's fine because I can disarm it here. 9 and snake, and punch him. Or the face. It's fine if you want to go with the face. Boom, I'm here. Boom, boom, bam, just like that. And now I got both of them.
And I'm perfect.
You should be, a little bit. Boom, boom, there. You can use the butt, pop me in the face.
For training.
Boom, yes. The thing with this is, you can do a billion different things. And we can't train them all.
Yeah.
So, when we start 4s with the pat, we'll strike, then we disarm and push away. Once you get that down, then you can kind of mingle it together, bam, like that. Or, here I can come up here and butt you to the face here if I want, boom. It's entirely up to you. A billion different other things that can happen during that. You can hook and drag me in. You could drag me in. Well, it simulates somewhat a kayatin in a lot of ways. But if I've got you here, and I pull this in here like this, okay? This simulates kayatin perfectly right here. Right there is the kayatin. So if you're going to do a kayatin, and I'm here, boom, whoop, there we go. I would want to put my hand this direction as I bring you in, or if I can get it twisted up here, boom, boom, there, boom. Now I would go down towards the elbow joint. I think it was last week with Steve. It was. So drop this for a second. Not sure. We'll jump to kayatin real quick here. So Chayton was working. We were working on a kayatin. So I came in, boom, boom here, and I was bringing it in here, boom, like this here, and holding down here and locking it up here. Chayton was having problems with this bending and twisting and doing all kinds of stuff. And at first he was having a hard time getting it where it needed to be. But if you go down here and control it, now you have a little more control over the body because you're closer to the center, to the point. So and there you go. Yes. So go ahead and lock it up there. Yeah. So you have it locked up here, right? But if it's out here, then I've got mobility. Even if it's in here, I still have maybe a little bit of mobility. But if you take the hand and go into the bend, there. Now you have more control over my mobility because you're closer to my center.
Yeah. But it's keeping it's like when you slip it out and lock it up.
Yes. Yes. Now I prefer this lock anyway when I do kayatin. Because it gives me more control, and it's an actual physical lock. This one here is somewhat of a lock, but it's not quite as much. And if you bend this away, then I have to manipulate. Well, there's a nikyo or a gokyo type thing. So I have to manipulate this. I just bring it right in here and work this gokyo right here. So I gokyo sono san already. Boom, right? So you can't plan what's going to happen in a real situation. So if you punch me and I'm here like this and I'm locking you up and you're Gumby person or you've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a million years and I could twist this 3 times around before you even felt anything. It's not really going to do much at this point here. So I've got it locked up here. I can keep it, boom, here, and I can move you into a gokyo. Not that this would work any better if you were Gumby, but at least from here I throw you and do something crazy this way. I can still throw you this way, but if for some reason I couldn't get you launched here, then I could just work into the gokyo and pull you in this way. Or nikyo. There's a gokyo this way. I can hit the nikyo this way or this way here. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, a billion different things you can do. Off this side, boom, boom. Boom, there's the day, yeah. Block that up in here. Now, I'm not Gumby.
Yeah.
So this would be effective for me. You could throw me this way, but if I were, then you could hit this into here and bring it in and lock me up, boom, here, there, right into a go-kyo and throw me around and stuff like that. So, and I'll be honest, I just forgot why we went into that.
We were.
Are we working the stick and yes,
I did
okay.
the kites and pole.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, Chayton was having trouble hitting the kites in like that, so I started saying to just go to the elbow and start throwing from there.
So now what's the merit, so because we're here,
Yeah.
we pop the stick up, what's the merit of coming through with the strike
If-
and then like
If you,
passing through?
if you could do that, I say less is more,
Yeah.
because the more you try to do, the less possibility it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So if you're really gonna, now in a training situation, if I wanted to come in here, and then wrap around here and lock it up here, maybe even get that, there we go, lock that up. You can do that in a training situation if you wanna link a bunch of stuff together. Nothing wrong with it, because there's a huge difference between training and doing. For real. We train up here because we're not gonna do it for real up here because we're not gonna hurt each other.
Yeah.
But it does give you ideas. If you wanna link things and go for extended things, that's great. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're not gonna move 5, boom here, bop, I got this here.
Yeah.
You're not gonna move, you're gonna let me do it, right? If you were to really hit me and pull back,
Yeah.
so boom and pull up, yeah, all of this is gone.
Yeah.
Right, all of that is gone. So, we're not worrying about a skilled, trained stick fighter because we're not gonna fight a skilled, trained stick fighter in the street because those people don't fight in the street. An idiot that just wants to come up and just go kerrang is gonna do that. He's just gonna go boom like that, and it's gonna stay there for a second. It's gonna, and then he may move. But you're gonna have time to make contact and do something beforehand.
Yeah.
So those are two different types of people. Unfortunately, most people don't realize that those are two different types of people. And I'm not worried about training against a professional MMA fighter or a skilled martial artist in a dedicated art, because those aren't the type of people you meet in the street.
Yeah.
So those aren't the type of people you're gonna fight. You hit, boom, even if I do that. So I slow it down enough to get in here and grab this, boom. Nope, you're fine. So just like this here, right? So now I've got it. Now this is where all this stuff comes in. Now for me personally, I just want to get rid of you.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Now I've got both the sticks. Now, realistically, because I've encountered this a lot, realistically, if you were that person, you would be moronic enough to think you were still going to beat me up.
Yeah.
And you would come at me again. So I'm just going to hit you in the head with your own stick.
Yeah.
Right? Those people exist.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it.
They absolutely. I'll be honest, more so than someone who realizes they've been beat and quits.
Yeah.
I've encountered people that knew they were beat, but their ego wouldn't let them stop.
Yeah.
So they had to get hurt. And then there's those people who still believe they're going to beat you up, even though you just disarmed them. I disarmed a guy with a knife once, and he still thought he was going to beat me up. Now, he was smart enough not to come near me after that, but he still thought he was going to beat me up, even after I took his knife away. So you're going to, I don't know, I haven't been in a real fight in like 20 years, because I haven't had to. So, but anyways, hit, boom, we're gonna allow this to extend so that we can practice, boom, boom here. You can do whatever you want. For me personally, I want to train myself to do the quickest, easiest thing possible so that that's what I do in real life. So if I start doing this and this and this and all this and boom, boom, this, then that's gonna get in my head. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that realistically, the best thing for me is to get it out of your way right there and then and back. And now I'm like, okay, now you get to make a decision. All right? I'm either gonna bust you in the head, I'm gonna break your kneecap, or I'm gonna ram this up your ass. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Or you can turn around and walk away. And then you get to make that decision.
Yeah.
Now, up here training, if you want to do extended things, that's great. Just realize that in real life, it probably isn't advisable to do those extended amount of things. So
Yeah.
I would work on one or two things that are easy and quick and get good at it. And then once you get good at that, then you can start expanding. Once you get your body trained to do KISS, keep it simple. Once you train your body to do that, then you can expand into
Yeah.
extended, unrealistic things, because you could possibly pull them off at that point. I wouldn't try that right away.
Yeah.
So feel free to find one thing here. If you want to, if you wanted to come across here and disarm and turn your there, just like that, that would be great. If you wanted, if you were more inclined to do a hook, boom, boom here, and yeah, boom. If you wanted to do that, that would be fine. Now, you could try another angle. Try a different one than that hook. Boom and put. Make sure it's a push and twist. Yes, yes, yes. So you could try those for a while until you find the one that fits you perfectly. Get really good at it, and then once you get really good at that, then expand into a little more larger variety of things. Yeah, you absolutely, absolutely. Mine is just simple here and right here, and just a punch and a draw back, and then now I'm ready to do whatever I need to do from that point. I'm happy with that. Now, if I want to start playing around, I can go here, I can crack you here, I can come up and punch you here. You know, maybe that'll make you let go, maybe it won't. Ba-boom. You know, I can start doing that. I like hitting you in the kneecap.
Yeah.
I'm here, bam, bam, smack, right? So from here, I move into here. There. Woo! And now I got Sonkyo, right?
A robot over there.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't come on today. That went flying. So, I love disarms. I'll be honest. My favorite thing to do with sticks are disarms.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep doing the same expanded hook. When we do the straight or hook or although
You can add a barai. Yeah.
Stuff in when we do it.
Yep.
And then just take them down.
Absolutely. You can add the barai. Boom here. I can bring it up here. I can bring this, I can just sit this here like this and hit the barai and boom and take you down that way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or if I really wanted to play around, you know,
Just get rid of the stick.
I can get rid of my stick because I'm going to take yours in a minute anyway. Maybe the stick came out accidentally. Maybe I did it on purpose. All I need the stick for is to stop me from getting hit by your stick.
Yeah.
So as soon as you hit me here, boom, that's no longer needed. And bam, and I'm on your foot.
Yep.
I've got Shominate. Here's a.
Yeah.
So I love the sticks, but I'd love to make sure that you don't have one.
Yeah.
And at that point, I don't need one. So right there.
The straight is pretty
And just when you, yes, yes. Now, to me, that's the simplest and easiest thing to do. absolutely simplest and easiest
And it's
thing
gonna
to
be
do.
the most effective too.
Yeah.
That's the thing, so.
So that's why I teach that one to start with, because to me, I started sticks in the 80s, and for this particular thing we're doing here with this snake, boom, boom, that's just the easiest, simplest one.
Yeah.
It's quick, boom, it's right there, that's all it is, it's done, end of story.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that one for so long, it's just in my head. So, and if I wanted to expand, you know, I'd come up with all these other little playthings.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find something else that works just as good. Maybe I don't, but you can play with it after you get your one little niche.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, and that right there. I mean, I don't think you could get any simpler than that.
Not really. Now, with the straight, would you prefer chest, side, like lower ribs?
Where to punch?
Yeah.
I will tell you this, boom, all right? When I do this, I'm generally here. So that means my punch is gonna go into your floating ribs, just right there, right? It depends on where I'm at, depends on where I punch. Now, the thing with, when we start working the second degree stuff, what we're doing here with the sticks, I try, I'm not saying that I accomplish it, I try not to require specifics. So, boom, boom here, you have to hit right here. No, if you want to come up here and pop them in the jaw, you pop them in the jaw. If you want to go straight to the chest and hit that xiphoid process, you can do that. If you want to go right towards the belly button and pop them right in the gut, you can do that. I just find that for myself personally, that floating rib is right there. So when I'm usually here, and I could even do the back fist type thing. I'm here, I can come in here with a butt and a boom right here but it's generally right there. That's where mine is.
Yeah.
So that's where I hit you. If my hand was higher, maybe an elbow, maybe a butt to the face. That's xiphoid process is always good.
Yeah.
But I tend not to be so wide with it because I'm back here, I'm here. So I go in here like this. I'd have to come through and strike and then come back in and hit. You can do that angle one. I can go here like this, boom. I can strike an angle 1, angle 5, angle 9. I can do that. We've practiced that a lot. I go boom here like this, just check it, strike it. Because this is a stick, but it's also a blade. It's a knife, it's a sword. So there's the cut right there. That's probably all I'll have to do.
Yeah.
I can come back in from there and just jab straight down into your gut. And that'll be the end of it. Now, even if it's just a stick, someone's not gonna like this, bam, when I smack you like this crash.
You hit that hard enough.
Yeah.
Ribs.
Could break a couple ribs,
Yeah.
it's possible. Depending on I mean, if this is a piece of rebar,
You'll at least separate the
you're
flesh,
gonna hurt.
you know?
You're gonna hurt, yeah. Depending on what you do with your arm when you strike, if you strike and I'm able to catch it like this, then I've got it.
Yeah.
So even you pulling back is gonna cause a disarm. If it stays out there long enough and I can just pop it here, I can still strike it here. As long as I move and keep track of that hand, I'm not gonna get hit. Again, we're not fighting skilled people here. We're fighting idiots that really don't have any training.
Yeah.
So if I check it like this, there's the butt, boom, and I scoot back over this direction,
Yeah.
you're not gonna swing at me and you're not gonna hit me with that stick. Now, we're in kind of a neutral position where we start over, but now you get to make a choice,
Yeah.
and your decision determines whether you get busted up some
I've
more.
probably got cracked ribs.
You could have a crack, like I said, if
Gash, something like that.
if you're out and about and someone attacks you and there's a piece of rebar sitting there and you pick up the rebar and I pop you in the ribs with that rebar,
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna hurt.
A good hit from.
Yeah, that's
Like that's-
yeah,
you know.
yeah. That's probably gonna end it right there.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want it to end or not, it's probably gonna end it right there. I like to work off of where I'm at the time.
Yeah.
So when I strike you and you move here, there, see, from right here, it's not really efficient for you to try to hit me in the belly button.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because how are you gonna do that? First, you're gonna have to go across,
Yeah.
that, boom, yeah, like that. So if you're gonna do that, you might as well hit me in the ribs and then hit me, yes. So if you're gonna come across to do a hook to my stomach, you might as well hit me in the ribs as you go by.
Yeah.
So boom, and then strike, boom, yes, just like that. Now if I pull back, or you just check it, don't have, boom, there. Now you can still hit,
Yeah.
and then you can still come in and, but I wouldn't stay standing there.
Yeah.
Take a step, boom, and yes, yes. Now, yes, you're technically running into my hook, but two things. One, I'm not a skilled fighter, so I'm probably not going to be thinking about that at the moment. And two, you've already smacked me in the hand, and it should be pretty decent smack. You popped me in the ribs, and then you're coming in for a gut shot. This hand is probably not even in my brain to be throwing.
Well, and if I do my hook properly, I've got this as a cover.
You do. That can help. That can help as a yes.
It's not amazing, but
But
take a
again,
full force hook to the side of the head.
we're not fighting a professional boxer, and we're not fighting a professional MMA guy.
Yeah.
Professional boxer, MMA guy would probably pop you with that hook.
Yeah.
Right. A basically decently skilled person could possibly hit you with that hook.
Yeah.
But that's not who we generally would face out in the street. I'll be honest, I've never faced anybody like that in the street.
Yeah.
And I used to fight in the street all the time. So the worst thing anyone ever did to me was throw a skateboard at my head, but he missed,
Yeah.
and a can of corn. That was it.
Those were grounds for lethal force.
That was it. That was it. But they didn't, and that was from a distance. He saw me coming, so he just chucked that can of corn at me. I don't blame him. I mean, hell, if I was in his situation, I'd throw the can of corn at me too. He was trying to get away. I mean, what do you expect? It's not like he's gonna go, oh, I got caught.
Yeah.
And just stand there. Hell, he's trying to get away from me. Just like the kid that threw a skateboard at me. You know, boom, boom. The guy that had the knife. His stupidity, he pointed at me like that. That was his stupidity. He paid for that. The guy that turned around and ran into me, I did that hip throw to him and broke 3 of his ribs. That was his stupidity. He ran in. I stand my ground. I was right here. He came running at me. So all I did was just wait until he got close, and I just went, bam!
Yeah.
And of course, I went down with him. That's what broke his ribs. Knocked him unconscious. Now, I just recently talked to a guy on YouTube. He was an Aikidoist. And he was Fluffy Bunny Aikido. And I did not say, dude, your Aikido sucks, you're a Fluffy Bunny Aikidoist, and it wouldn't work. That's not what I said. What I said was there's 2 types of Aikido. You have Fluffy Aikido and Aikido that works in the street. I said, I just hope that the people that you train with understand which one they're getting.
Yeah.
Now, is that implying something? Yes. But I didn't come out and say it. But I did imply. Because he was just like, he would hold the guy here and then he'd go like that and the guy'd go flying off. His technique was fantastic. He just didn't have any pressure. It didn't have any pressure application to it. So he told me, he goes, well, my Aikido works in the street. I said, good for you. You know, I said, mine works for me too. And then I described that koshi that I did. And he wrote back and he says, I don't know whether to applaud you or feel sorry for you. I'm like, why the hell would you feel sorry for me? Why would you feel sorry for me?
I'm not dead.
The guy attacked me and he paid for it.
Yeah.
You know, why would you feel sorry for me? So, I don't know. Maybe I have an attitude. I don't know. But regardless, our Aikido, again, you got 2 different types of training method. You have the training method that is for training. So if I want to do any technique there, say we're here, boom, boom, we're here, and we're here, boom, right here. That's a training method.
Yeah.
That's a training method. Now, if we want it to be a little more, so you punch, and then I'm here.
Yeah.
That's still a training method, but it's a little more violent. Now, if I wanted to get really, we come in here and you know, if we start, yeah, if we start doing that, well, even rondori can be done in a training way.
Yeah.
If we start doing that, we're gonna hurt each other. I guarantee someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
And what are we gonna learn?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. So, no, not really. So,
I mean, if we're doing white belt around Dory,
You know, where it's just like.
oh, it's just like boom, boom, and just stay away from me.
yeah, the
Stay away from me.
yeah.
So we don't need to do that sort of stuff. Just like with the sticks.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the ability to work what's going to work.
Yeah.
Eventually, go ahead and I'll go there, and I get pulled back a little bit. So, and then you still can continue that technique.
Yeah.
Then, which we don't get into, is boom, boom, bam, you know. If this was padded, I'd probably hit you a little harder, but I can't hit you hard with this.
Yeah.
This would hurt.
If you had like a big pool noodle on it.
I used to have the pool noodle ones. We tore them up. We tore them up.
They go bad, yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, when you strike, yeah, I hit the stick, right? I crack. That's where I'm really hitting the hand, the knuckles. Because what happens is the fight should be, well, the stick should be done. So I'm gonna smack just like that, and then you're disarmed. And now, boom, boom. I did. Now I did what I'm supposed to. I defanged the snake.
Yeah.
So, but we can't do all that. It's not feasible. Boom, wrap it. There you go. Boom. Just make sure, especially since we're going so slow. Make sure when we do this, you're moving. You're positioning yourself far enough away from me that I can't physically hit you again.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, so we have 4 against 4, angle 4 to angle 4, boom here. We can do a roof. So I go here, and then that's where you could come in here. I like this one. Boom, boom here, and boom. And then there's the disarm right there. And you can continue with it as you please. Yeah, once we do the disarm, is where, that's where the stick kind of, so I roof. I can come around here and strike since I'm going this way anyways. My body is going to control the stick. Left hand over top here, right hand over top here. Now I've got the stick somewhat controlled. Again, since we're doing a training exercise, I get the time to work on it, and you're not a ref jerk. This hand will come in, bam, I'll hit the knee, I'll come up and lock you with the hiji. Now from here, I like to turn in this way because I want to punch, and then I can work kayaten, or I'm sorry, I can work any of those. I can work rokyos, anything I want from there.
Yeah.
Boom, and that one might as well just come across the face, lock up, hit me in the knee, and come up and lock with the hiji, and then there's the disarm, and then there's the rokyo, and you can go ahead and down and break me.
Yeah.
So that ties in.
It's like 5 just for the.
Oh, there's
Just from the sling.
yeah, there's tons of stuff. But again, we go back to me. So when you strike and I hit this, boom. To me, right here is the simplest and easiest thing that I like to do to disarm. Right?
Disarm.
Yes. If you wanna simplify it, because again, billboard, extended stuff. So I hit this roof and check. I come around the back of my head here, smack you in the head there, come back in here, smack you in the knee right there. this comes up and I hit with the butt of it in your elbow and the extended stick at your neck. And all I gotta do is just twist my body, and there's the disc right there. Now that's overall, I like teaching it that way so that you do all that. Now, when it ends up, you can simply go like this,
Yeah.
and then that's the end of it. I don't have to smack you a million times to get it done.
Yeah.
But it's important to put it in there in the beginning because it gives you a base, and it's a lot of stuff that you can eventually shrink down to what makes you happy. So, roof,
I enjoy
smack,
doing these.
smack, and then there's that, and then just there, and then I can barely hang on to it.
Just do the-
But make sure you, yes, a little twist right there.
So just lays it out for each. It's perfect for that.
Yes. Smack, boom, boom, smack. And there's, yeah, and there's the Hiji right there. Boom, yes. You can do a myriad of Hijis from there. Boom here, smack, lock that up here, lock that up, lock it up here. There's the Hiji here, boom.
Yeah.
I like, of course, stepping up barais involved. Again, we can start doing all the barais and all that stuff added if you want. That extends the whole process, and eventually, you know, you want to do that. So when you strike up, I step in, I come around, just pop here, lock here, and then there's the barai right there, and that's the end of it.
You've also got the, these, I don't know what variety it would be, but if you're taking them that way,
Oh, you can?
step in.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the oblique, but from the side.
You can do a myriad of barais. You take the strike and I come in here, boom, I have this smack, I lock it up here like this, I got this, I can boom here with the number 3, I can take the number 5, I can, once I turn this away and disarm, I can pop it here, which is actually
That
11.
roundhouse we were talking about.
I'm sorry?
That roundhouse we were talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's actually barai Juichi, number 11. So, boom, smack, crack, and there, and then boom. And from there you can do any barai, any takedown. You can transfer this into any Aikido technique you want. The Hiji Sono Ich, all you got to do is turn this direction here, no, other way, this way here, and lock it up there. And then you got your Ichi Sono, or your Hiji Sono Ich. So boom, boom, boom. I got this here like this, smack, smack. And then there's the Hiji right there. Boom. Which is interesting because without the stick, I had an idea to work on Hiji today anyway. Hiji Sono Ich, we come in here, boom, 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 and we're here, wham, with our body. Hiji Sono Ni, we go in here, wham. So with the first one is really what I'm going, what I was gonna consider. Boom, boom here, on the outside here, and we lock it up. This is a little meaner version. It's not quite Jitsu versus Do. But a more Do version of it, instead of coming in and putting force on it, just smash and breaking it like what we really do. Our version, training-wise, steps in, we tie it in, and then we easily just pin, lock it up, extend it, and we can walk you around, or we can throw you here like this, right? Realistically, I come in here and I just go smash and just break your freaking arm, right? Just smash, right? A more Aiki way, once we regrip here, this hand will come in and softly set on your elbow, and then I can just move you here like this. Okay? Boom. That's a more Aiki way of doing it.
There's more control.
Yes.
So, because you have the grip.
Well, we're not break. Well, the difference.
Yeah.
So the difference between Zenshin's Hiji Sono Ich this way,
Yeah.
versus this away
Yeah.
is that this away is meant to hurt you. This is really truly meant to hurt you.
Yeah.
This is just meant to control you.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to do this for real, if you grab me or even punch me or whatever, we'll start from the grab. Katsute dori, I'm going to re-grab. And I'm not going to do any tinkons or anything else. All I'm going to do is come in here, boom, and control you like that. Okay? So I thought we would start working on that one.
It's definitely more of a.
Right there. Yes. And what you want to do is you want to extend my shoulder up. There, yeah, pressure, a little bit of pressure. But there you go. Yes.
Push this down a little bit.
Yes. Oh, I felt that.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yes. So, boom here. It just comes in here like this. And I get a little bit of pressure, and then I push up on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And that maintains control that way.
So it's much more.
Yes.
It's like a gentle lock.
It's a very gentle lock. Now, it can be dangerous.
Oh yeah. When you come in.
Yes, it can be dangerous, but we're not going to intend it to be dangerous.
Uppercut that.
So boom here, and all we're going to do now, again, since this one is the first one, I'm actually thinking about keeping this one here and making this one as a first variation, a variation of number one, instead of adding.
Where did you want where it starts like a rodeo, coming right up here, drop down?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's another variation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 3 different variations of Hiji Sonoichi. So we got Hiji Sonoichi proper, which is here, and then we have the second version, which is here, and now we'll have the third version, which is here. That may be complicated, but Hiji Sonoichi Alpha, A, B, and C. We could do 1, 2, 3. We'd end up with like half a dozen Hijis.
Hiji Sonoichi.
Because if we did that, it'd be like this.
If we'd have
So Hiji Sonoichi would be here. Hiji Sono Ni would be here. Hiji Sono San would be here. And then Hiji Sono Shi here. And then Go. And we don't have it. Do we have it? We have it here? Yeah. And Roku. So that would give us like 6,
Yeah.
half a dozen.
Yeah, 6 would be. So.
Yeah, half a dozen different Hijis, which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't want it to be too complicated,
Yeah.
but I think it needs to expand at this point. It didn't need to expand back then, but I think it does need to expand now.
Yeah.
So Hiji Sonoichi is the semi-violent lock and control here.
Starts off.
Yeah, the second one comes in. That's where we have the tap, and then boom here. You can stay standing, or you can go kiza. I don't want to distinguish those as 2 different ones. Third one will come in here, boom, lock it up here like this. Again, my personal preference is just backing up. I don't have any desire to lock you up. I can move you around here and then back you up. If you notice, when I lock you up, I'm here. When this comes here, my palm goes against your palm, and I kind of do a gokyo here like this. I kind of lock your palm up here, so if that was to stay straight, it'd be kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I'm here, boom, and then I lock your shoulder up, and I'm just going to push you back.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to be. And then, of course, we have this inside, and then we have the inside. We went keys off first, right? Boom here, and then bam, blam, like that. And then we went seiza, which goes here, boom, boom, and goes.
So I like the.
Very much like the Seo.
Yeah, except you're not grabbing.
Except, yes.
Just
The difference between the Seo and the Hiji with that is,
throw them off the elbow, not the.
yes, yes,
Because the Seo is from here, right?
yes,
Curl up.
yes, boom, yes. So that version actually supposed to keep the arm extended bent, or I mean, extended without it being bent,
Yeah.
is the Sayo. But we do bend it so we don't hurt each other.
Yeah.
And the Hiji is perfect. So that's kind of, which, like I say all the time, these techniques are all the same thing. Technically, there's, at this point, there's only one technique.
Yeah.
Eventually, there won't be any technique. Eventually, there is no technique. You just do whatever you do.
Yeah.
At this level, there's one technique. You just do them as countless different ways as you want.
Yeah.
Once you get really good at that, then the techniques really go out the window, and you just do whatever the hell you do, and that's what comes out.
Yeah.
But that takes a lot of time and effort, and if you're gonna do it in a realistic situation, it takes realistic situations for you to get there. And hopefully, you know, you don't have to deal with too many more realistic. How's your?
Oh, it's better. I've been doing, it's biofreeze.
Okay,
Just,
okay.
Yeah, I've been putting the patches on there.
Alrighty.
A little bit.
So-
You can see it's not.
Yeah, I
as swollen as it
yeah.
was before. So.
Definitely not as swollen as it was before. So,
I still kind of have a little, like a click almost.
oh, yeah. Well, that might be there forever.
Yeah.
I've got clicks and cracks that will never go away.
Yeah.
So with the Hijis, let's have you go through in sequence. So Hiji Sono each, there you go.
That one, that's the same as the EQ Sono here, right? The starter. Because when we do the EQ, we come here and then snap
Yes.
forward.
Well, yes, anytime we turn the arm like that, so I have a tendency to like to bend it around here like this, boom here, and then it is boom, boom here, boom, boom, and there's Ikyo Sono each, well, Sono go at this, or, yeah, at this point, it's Ikyo Sono go because of where my leg is at.
Yeah.
But anytime that you want to turn the body, I have a tendency to like to do it like a shiho,
Yeah.
like this. But you can also extend it like this, and I can encourage you to go around that way.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, and bam, and boom like that. Oh, there's Titan, bam. So, you can do it both ways, either way, whatever makes you happy.
Because I remember this is the
So,
same.
there, yeah, see, it
rolls
bend,
it, yeah.
if you roll it, people tend, yeah, this happens.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because it still hurts like a,
Yeah, put pressure on it.
But if you come in like a straight up Hiji Sono each, yes, and then you turn me, that extends it straight and I can't bend it.
Yeah.
So it really depends. White belt to black belt, there's a difference and it matters. But from black belt to second degree black belt on, doesn't really matter. It's your preference.
Yeah.
When we're working on it, or if you ever do it for real. Oh, she's moving, yes. Now, if you're teaching white belts to first degree black belts, then it makes a difference. It makes a difference. But if you're not teaching it, then it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
So you can do it either way you want. I prefer the bend, maybe for two reasons. One, I think personally I have more control when I have this bend in here.
Yeah.
I feel like I have more control. And two, I always like to have shiho available to me. So if I keep it extended like this, there's no shiho there.
Yeah.
But if I turn you like this, I still maintain control. And if it gets creepy, I can hit that shiho like this and not have to worry about it. So that's the reason I do it. There may be a different reason you do it, and you may like the extended one better. It's entirely up to you. I don't, find your preference, and that'll be that. Eventually, you'll find which one you like better, and you'll gravitate towards that. But until then, as long as we're just training, and we're not specifically training on turning it or extending it, then you can do it either way you want.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the number one, and we have the Sono knee is back there. The Sono san will be the extended elbow. There you go. Yes. And then we'll get back into boom here, yes, wham, and then we go kiza, boom, boom, and over, and then we go kiza to seiza, boom, boom, and wham, over, yes. I just think that, at least at this point, it needs to expand,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, because it's expanding for us, it's gonna expand for them too.
Yeah.
So, I did that with something else.
With the stick.
No, another Aikido technique. I wrote it down, I hope. I don't know if you were here or Steve was here when I did it, but I expanded another technique because of the situations. I may have written it
I
down.
remember working on the bras.
Well, the bris are expanded,
I
yeah.
remember,
The bris are up to 11 now.
I remember doing,
It was a technique. I don't remember what it was. Hold on, I should be able to tell you. Because it'll be handwritten. Because I haven't updated this in like, I think.
did you add the like roundhouse sound like that?
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the bris.
Yeah.
It's a completely different technique. So as you can see, it goes back all the way to when I added Ikkyo Sono Go, handwritten.
Was it a sale?
I don't know, it may have been in the sales section. I was thinking it was
I
further
remember
back.
I remember there being a throw that we worked on that was different. But I don't remember.
Well, we're getting, well, okay, apparently I didn't write it down. Oh, yeah, it is. It's a sale. Right there. Oh, yeah, yes, okay. Okay. We did so I think we come in from here. No, hold on, let me look it up again here. It's that outside sacrifice throw. So, Seo, Sono, Shi,
So this is the fireman's carry.
yeah, then the fireman's carry is from the punch. Fireman's carry comes from the punch where we go boom, boom here and then wham and we go over this way. I'll have to look it up. It'll be on my videos. I'll have to actually look it up. Oh, right here. Let's go Katatedori. So I think we come in here, boom here, lock it up, and then I sacrifice. Side fall here, boom, boom, and throw from over here. That might be it.
It was. Because
Do you remember?
I remember us doing lapel stuff. And we went,
Yeah, I was thinking it came from a rappel too.
I'm sure I remember if it was. I thought we went under at some point. So we did.
Okay, you're on the right track. All right, so we're here.
Change the whole. If I just let go.
We're here. Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
We went from here to here, and then from here, I went here. Yeah, that is it. I went here, we lock it up here, and then from here, I just boom, boom, wham.
I remember, yeah. Because I thought we kept hold of the lapel.
I remember we switched. I remember the switch. So it goes from here,
Yeah.
and this hand moves up to the shoulder. This one moves down to the wrist. We grab it this way because this is how we were going to start it. That's what it is. So we can start it from here, and then I go here to here, and then that's when I come in here like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we sacrifice. Boom, boom, wham. There it is.
It's judo.
Yeah. Let me get these sticks out of the way in case we run over them.
And land on it, break a rib.
Don't want to do that. Yeah, so we started, like, I'll go Katatedori, you regrip and grip there, then your inside leg will go across, and then you sacrifice with it there. Yeah. Well, you better get a good roll in there. Because if you don't,
Yeah, it's very,
It's
straight
very
line
angled.
trajectory.
There's an angle down. If you're not practiced and skilled with that roll,
Very straight line trajectory.
your face is gonna go just like that. I realized that when I went down, I was like, that's a sharp angle. That's a sharp angle. So that was it, yes. So you can start from Katsute Dori, regrip, go to the shoulder, step across like you're doing a go, and then do a side fall.
Yeah.
And then that draws me over. Just make sure when you do the side fall, you twist your hips to bring me over. Yes.
It's more of like a
Yes. Yes.
fall and a.
Well, actually, it works a lot like a koshi.
Yeah.
So so if you were to hang on, so if you could hold the grip, and if you stuck in, you could do a koshi right here, and that's what that is, right? And there's that seiyo, because I felt that right there. But instead of doing the koshi from here, go ahead. You're gonna fall.
So
I made sure I went over that. I gave myself some
a little bit forward.
a little bit. The first time you did it, I went
Oh
like,
yeah, it's
bang.
a very it's a very straight line into the ground.
It is.
I wonder, did we ever do Bride with it? Because I wonder, because this here, you kind of lose your force with that. don't you?
Well, no. If you're gonna do the seiyo sacrifice, and I hit here, I'm still gonna do my fall. And I was
It's kinda loosen.
and I'm probably ain't gonna have. But if I go way over here, see how you're already off. Oh, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're already off balance, and
Caught my sock.
I caught your sock. Because I like to step on toes. So, so when I'm here, I could come in here like this. Here's the. Technically, this isn't a seiyo because I'm not on my shoulder. This is actually hiji. This is actually doing a hiji sono ichi, which means the bra here, wham. There's the hiji sono ichi with that bara. Now all I'm doing differently is I'm going across, trying not to step on the foot, which boom, here, and then I just sacrifice, which I do my side fall, but when I do my side fall, I turn like I'm gonna roll on my stomach. And that will bring you over. Especially someone lighter than me. I mean, you'll slam someone on the ground hard doing that. And break their arm. And break their arm. So, that's what that is. So, glad I got it on film again.
I remember now. That's the.
I remember that. Time. It does take me. I'm old. I'm just old. But let's get back to the stick.
Okay.
I'm old. That's all I gotta say. My memory never was really great.
The army helped a lot, doesn't it?
Getting punched in the head all the time didn't, fighting in the cages, getting smashed and stomped and all that. That didn't probably help any.
You remember your PLF, right?
Oh yeah. So, all right. So let's switch over to the left side. Again, strike
From
yes. Boom. This time we're doing angle 2, simply because we're on the other side. Boom here. Again, if I wanted to come through, boom, I have this. I personally want to do boom here. I like this here. And then just boom with the EG. Let's go back to the right side real quick here. You could do the same thing here. Boom, and you got the hiji. I don't think I mentioned that, but regardless.
I remember it.
Okay.
I think
Boom
we've done it
here,
before.
you got the strike, this hand comes in and locks, and there's the boom and disarm from that side, same as we did before. Boom, strike, and wrap it, snake, and punch, Now, you could grab the stick, so if I'm here, I could go ahead. I could go here. And I could come down and grab the stick, and this might disarm.
But what if it's a blade? I'm sorry.
You
don't grab it.
You don't grab it. Well, one of the benefits of our system is that we assume everything is bladed. Right? Which means I can't do that because now I'm grabbing a blade. Right? Now I will say this, that's in theory Because how many people do you know that you get into a fight with in the street that's gonna have a sword or a machete? I have not yet.
Astronomically low.
Not yet. I have encountered someone with a knife, but if he has a knife and he swings at me like this, I can't hit it here because it's way down here. So if he has a knife and I have a stick, that's where I strike the hand. That's where I strike the hand anyway, which is what I'm supposed to be doing anyways. So boom, I'm here and I grab it, boom, and disarm there. But we're not assuming a knife. We're not assuming a blade at all at this point. We're just going to say it's a stick. Most likely, that's the most prominent weapon you're going to get is a stick or a rock.
Rock, pipe.
Yeah. Some kind of extended, non-bladed object. So when you strike here, boom, strike here, boom, I wrap it and pop at the same time. Of course, that's all done at the same thing's trying to eat my knives. Let me get these papers up before it decides to chew those up. That's the best I'm going to do for it. All right. Boom, there you go, boom. Yes, the EG right there. Absolutely. I enjoy that one. Boom. There's the wrap up and then you can do the EG. There's the push, yes. If you're gonna do the EG version, I'll make sure that thing's okay. It looks like it's gonna be okay. If you're gonna do the EG version, boom, boom, boom. As soon as I strike here, I just pop it in. Boom, pop it right in there. That doesn't necessarily do anything with disarming, but it does get you off balance. It may knock you down. Since I enjoy disarms, I go here and wrap. I like to disarm because I just have a thing for disarming when I have a stick in my hand. It's just my thing. Boom, there's the wrap, then the punch, and the boom. And yes, you can smack and push and twist at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. Boom. Boom. It's right, simple and easy.
Well, if this is a sword, right?
Yes, if it's a sword, you're going to cut a lot. Yes. It makes sense if we're sword fighting. I do that. It makes sense. Now, not just that, but I'm here. Here's that cut, and then this here, and I draw it out. I cut your arm. And you're never going to use that arm, even if you live. Doubtful you're going to have that arm afterwards.
Not very functional.
Not very functional.
So it's going to be very.
But that's if it's a stick. Because you don't want to put the sword under your arm. So if we're dealing with a bladed weapon, I'm here. This comes in here and here, and then I do that. I don't want to touch the blade. Boom there, boom in. Pull out. Because if you do this, you may cut in there, but if you do that, now you're devastating my arm. So I'm here. I got this here. I'm not touching the blade, but I do have a little bit of control. All right. If you ever move this enough to where I'm fearful of getting hurt, then I just push it away and back out, right? So, but because we're training, I'm here. Here's the strike. This cuts in. If I want to end it, I can just here, but I just cut in here. Now I'm going under the arm. I'm pushing the hand down and bringing the blade up. Don't.
So not the.
Don't push in. Don't hit the EG with that. And yes. Boom here, strike, and then there you go. If it's a blade, you can do this with a knife. You can do this with a knife. So you got a stick and I got a knife. So I can come in, I go. Just like that, all right? I'm not heeging you. I'm coming in, striking, boom, I'm going to strike your hand, but we're going to hit here. Strike your hand and cut that. Cut this, and cut that, all at the same time. Now when I hit here, I could jab and embed it into your gut. But then I have to pull it out.
Yeah.
So hopefully the blade here just digs into you a little bit. This hand gets pushed back, but as that hand gets pushed back, I'm lifted up here to your bicep, and boom. So that push, along with a little bit of movement of my body, will slice that. So there you go. Yeah, the boom. That just hits it here, and then push. Yes, yes. Did the knife part mess you up a little bit?
Well, I just, because I was expecting it to be longer for
Oh,
some
yes,
reason. 'Cause
yes.
I'm used to sticks. and
Yes.
So I went,
Okay.
so I completely missed. So, but that's why we have the checking head, right?
Yes.
So we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so let's just say for some reason, I actually missed the stick.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't have my checking hand, I go like this and then you just bash me upside the head.
Yeah.
We'll assume this is a stick, and I bash, boom, I get bashed up against the head. Now, if I miss, now I got my checking hand out there,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing as the kitty cat pat when you punch. I'm here.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I can also do it from the pat, like that, right? So that's what I'm doing here. Here. Bam, bam. Now, if you notice, I stepped on your foot again. A little bit. It's there. If it's on the ground, I'm stepping on it.
Yeah.
So when you strike the stick, boom, I'm here, I come in and step on your foot. Now, this punch could come in, but if it does, I'm gonna cut
A
it.
knife.
I'm gonna cut it, right? So if you decide to punch with that, I cut it.
Yeah.
There's a good jab, and then there's that cut. So,
This isn't related, but did I ever show you that, it's a Salat technique that I remember seeing online? So I don't know.
I don't
the
know.
system.
What?
But it's with a knife.
oh, it's with the
So
knife.
it's
All right.
technically with the karambit.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Type of
Yes,
knife. But you hold the
Yes.
blade edge towards you,
okay.
and they go in, down here.
Oh, yeah,
And
and,
then they roll
Roll,
out,
yeah.
and it like spiral cuts your leg.
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
It's like they jump in.
Yes, I've seen that. I've actually seen that.
So
Yes.
I remember seeing that. Man, that's fucking wicked.
That would be. Now, I like Salat a lot. I like Salat a lot. I probably wouldn't do that roll. So,
just step through.
well, because I'm thinking, from my perspective, I'm thinking of an IKEA Toshi.
Yeah.
So regardless, you don't have a stick or whatever, and you're either coming in or I'm just coming in on you. I can come in here, boom, here,
Yeah.
and then just take you down with that. So I can cut you
Yeah.
and take you down and still not worry about rolling out.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I'm
roll.
not sure why they have the roll in there,
Well,
but
Salat is based off of more of a wet surface,
Yeah.
jungle type thing, and that's partially why they have a lot of the ground stuff, is because the stability, the ground is wet and slippery all the time. Also, I think part of it nowadays is just flashy shit, you know?
I mean, there's a psychological aspect.
There can be a psychological. I don't want to cut you once and then roll away,
Yeah.
because now I have to come back and cut you again. But now I got to get in there,
Yeah.
right? This way, I get in and I'm staying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, you cut the femoral artery, you cut the femoral artery.
And that's the end of it.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah.
If you roll away, you're taking it out.
yes,
So, I mean, there's definitely more control if you don't.
there is in my way. Yeah, in my way. So from here we got here, here, and there.
Yeah.
Now, if the punch decides to come in, I'm here, I cut that. Now, if I do that and my blade is sharp enough, your arm may wobble in and tap me in the side of the head.
Probably going to.
If I go, now if I catch it here and cut it,
Yeah.
and then I cut that one, so there's a billion different things that you can do.
Yeah.
So we'll have you be the knife guy. boom. Now from here, this hits here, and then the basic one is up here and goes there, yes. Now if I decide to punch you, that one right there, and then go ahead and cut, there you go, and then cross, and there you go, yes. Yes, absolutely. Boom, boom, I come in here, you catch that, cut it, and then you can go across it with one. You can come in this way and jab me, or you can come in here and jab me, boom, and then cut, yeah. Like I said, there's countless different things you can do, so, but yeah, I don't know, where did we get the knife idea from? How did I say, hey, let's grab a knife?
I don't remember.
I don't know either. Okay, all right.
The tangent kind of took.
Yeah, I do that. I'll watch this later today, and I'm like, oh, that's where I got. Okay, that's how I got there. All right, so back to the right hand, we simply have a 2 or 4, depending on what hand you have it in, with a check. We're coming in and snaking and punching and disarming. That's simple as that.
Yeah.
All right, plain and simple. Go ahead, boom, 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 snaking, disarming. There you go. Good, good, good. We also worked roof. You come in, I hit the roof. I come across, go down to the knee, lock it up, and then a little pop here, and I got that. Boom. And then I got it. Boom, and then just give you a walk forward. Boom, and across and around and bop, and then there you go. Bam. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We could also work a wing. So a roof comes across the body, a wing stays on the same side, and you can do that. Yeah, go. So boom here. Now from here, I've got my outside. I've already got this. So boom, boom, and I love this one. Bam. And then you launch it across the room. Woo! And that's kayaking. So we'll go from an angle to a roof or wing it. And then I'll roll into a kayaking and then launch across the room. There you go. Boom. There you go. Roll, 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 and then that launches right there. Yeah, it doesn't take much. All right. We can also do that with an angle 3. Boom, 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 launch, launch, and then it launches. Did I hit you in the head?
I hit myself in the head.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Because I rolled it over and I didn't throw it.
I intentionally. So with a 3, angle 3 down, you got your wing and your kayaking, and you also with the 3 you have your roof, and then your hiji, boom, like that. Which I find the 2 decent ones to do.
So, would a number 3 attack, like we're defending from that, would that be more common than a 2 or a 4?
I would say from my experience, I usually, if somebody was to hit me, they would it wouldn't be a straight up nice horizontal 2 or 4, or I'm sorry, vertical 2 or 4, either way. I've never had anybody come down at me like that, only because the only time I've ever been in a situation where someone was attacking me with a weapon was a knife, and they never came down like that. I've never had anybody attack me with a stick. I've had people throw things at me, a knife and a gun. I had somebody put a gun in my face once. But then again, that was just as a threat to try to scare me. And I took that away from them too. But I've never had anybody just directly come down like that in real life.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Not in real life. Plenty of times in training situations. Now, if that occurs, so let's say that you had a stick and I didn't. So from here, I just boom, boom here, and I can get, bam, there you go, right? That just right off the top of my head. I don't want to, definitely don't want that. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I'm out of the way, so I'm here. Now, this is a cover, so I'm here. I cover that. And then I can come in here and pop, and then there's the chitin that just popped in there. I'll be honest, I don't remember what I did the first time. Do you? I'm here. Do you remember what I did? I don't.
I remember you doing a Fiji stroke.
Oh, okay.
It was like an open hand, like.
Okay, okay. It was, so I'm here. Boom, boom. Bang. There we go. There's a Fiji right there.
I got like a.
I popped it. I popped it, yes. So I remember, I came in here like this, and I went bam, just like that. But I held the stick, that's what it was. All right, so evade it with the cover. I can lay over here with the stick this way, or I can grab a hold of your whatever here, come in and just pop it, bam, just like that, right? Which is basically this Fiji right here, except I get mean with it, bam, take off with it. So here, there you go. And you can just pin it there, and then that's where the Fiji comes in, yes. Yes. So we just found a really good use for that boom boom here. I'm gonna catch it, bam, and just take it away from you, right? I might be able to do that in real life, even if you struck and pulled back, like that and pulled back. So I can't do it out here.
Yeah.
So out here you're gonna boom and you're gonna pull back. I'm not gonna do that. But if I step in on it, boom, now I got, oh, there's the EQ.
Yeah.
So I hit EQ, boom. There.
When you step in, it almost doesn't matter if they pull back. So-
Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah, it's just like.
It's just like punching, just a
Yeah.
straight up punch. So if I stay out here, go ahead and punch, pull back. Boom, I can't really do much.
Yeah.
Maybe be able to divert it. But if I step in, now I'm here. So it doesn't matter because I can follow it to here if I want to do a song or whatever. Boom, I just thought a song would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. But if I stay back here, I don't have connection once you pull back. If you punch and I come in, now I have connection. There's a Fiji. Oh, boom, there's the Fiji right there. Oh.
Sacrifice.
So I prefer to step in for many reasons. One, it's safer for me, but I like to be close anyways. If you're going to punch me from punching distance, go ahead and extend. There you go. So here I'm in range to get punched. All right, which I don't want to get hit right here because it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Now, let's say that I don't defend it. I can't defend it, and I stay here. That's where the maximum amount of ow is, right? So even if I jump you, boom, and I come in, I'm not going to get hit with as much force because I'm closer, right? It's still going to hurt,
Yeah.
and I'm not just going to run in and go, hit me in the face, all right? But if I have to get hit, I prefer to get hit here than here.
Yeah.
So all I got to do is use my evasion, boom, and now I'm in here, bam, smack, and all this got through rings, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But I got to get close to do that. So, boom.
I was evading the punch and I don't remember.
Well, we were working off that Fiji, so if you punch, we were coming in here like this and then hitting here like that.
Okay.
That's what we were doing with the stick.
Yes, yeah, okay.
We can do the same thing with empty hand because again, our system doesn't matter whether you got something in your hand or you don't. It's all the same thing. So if you're going to do that punch, I can here and step in, and then I can come in and do that Fiji right here.
Yeah.
Well, we better do the Fiji right here.
The nice way.
The nice way. Boom. So I got that Fiji right there. I could be meaner about it. Come in here and just pop it like this with my body. And again, I'm stepping on your foot because I don't want you going anywhere. I could get my shoulder into your elbow and just pop and break it. A lot less Aikido, but a lot more Aikijitsu. So if we were sticking straight up to Zenshin Aiki, I could come in here like this and guide you around and control you. Or I could just simply hit here. But if you notice, I take the hand and I manipulate the wrist of Nikyo, but more Gokyo. And then I extend here. So I have a Gokyo lock and that EG lock at the same time, and I can control you.
We were doing.
Right here, and then boom, and that, yeah. That was what we were doing to disarm. We were disarming the stick, but it also could break the elbow.
Yeah.
Right there. Yes, yes, yes. With the stick, we're go ahead. With the stick, we're locking up the stick right here, right? But without the stick, I'm still locking up your hand so that when I push here, I hyperextend it, especially when I come in and go kerrang.
Yeah.
You know. Now, if I'm gonna do that in a mean way, so boom, boom. Instead of doing this, I'm just bringing my whole body in and just going pop.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna use my entire body. I'm not just gonna use part of my body. So when you strike, go ahead and strike off. Boom, boom, I'm here. If I wanna be nice, I can lock you up like this, or I can take you in here, maybe even do this without a lot of pressure. But if I plan on hurting you, smack, just like this. This could do it, especially if maybe I was thinking about punching you. I could actually punch you in the elbow. People's like, why would you punch someone in the elbow?
Some people do.
It, boom, boom here, smack,
Yeah.
right? Now, the thing about that is you have to be precise, because I don't want to do this, or that, right? And then I get caught, right? So, in that respect, when you punch, why would I punch you when I could just use my whole body and sling my whole boom into you, right? A stick, here you go. If you have a stick and you come in and you're here, I'm here, I can just here like this and that could be a disarm. Now, if you notice, I don't really hit you on the elbow.
Yeah, because it hurts.
Because it hurts. So I'm here, and I'm really hitting here, boom, here. Or I could go up here. I don't want to go up here if I'm disarming because I want to be close. I can hit at the wrist there, bang, hit the wrist there, and I get the stick, right? But it's the same freaking thing. If you strike, bam. If I strike here, which is an Aiki of, this is the Aiki version, this is the
Jiu-jitsu version.
basically mean way, and this is the devastating one,
Yeah.
right? So, you get to decide, well, I take that back. You as the bad guy,
Yeah.
you get to decide which one happens to you. I'm not going to decide that for you. You get to choose. If you try it, and I'm here and I try this, you know, and you're still being a jerk, maybe this one is a little more preferable.
Yeah.
But even if that doesn't stop, then that one happens. So I'll let you decide how many broken bones you get. How you doing? Hey, are you working hard?
Yeah.
That thing, it'll run you over. It'll run you over.
I didn't even see.
Okay. So we're mixing a little bit of Filipino Kali, Indonesian salat
Yeah,
with Aikido.
okay.
So are you familiar with Kali?
No.
No. Okay. It's a Filipino stick art, stick and knife art. So as an example, real quick, we go off to the left hand side here. When he strikes, what we're going to do realistically is we strike the hand.
Yeah.
Alright, but we can't do that up here because then he's going to cry, his hand's going to get busted up,
friends.
and he's going to walk away and he don't want to come back and play with me because I keep hurting him. So we use the stick as a so here, a little strike here, and if this was a bladed weapon, because sticks are also considered knives and blades in our system, so cutting here and cutting there, and that's the end of that. Come off of the, there you go. I can come in here, I lock him up here, here's Aikido here, we can lock him up in this. I love this one here, because it disarms it, it goes flying. I love to throw the stick around. But we were playing with that. We'll do the knife one real quick. Yeah. A knife. He come in with a knife. Again, here, same thing. Doesn't matter whether it's a stick, a knife, Doesn't matter if he's empty-handed, it doesn't really matter. But we were playing around with a Hijiate, which is, go ahead and stick that. Hijiate is our elbow strikes or locks. So he hits me here. This is straight up Aikido, so we try not to be too violent. I'm gonna re-grip him. I'm gonna step in, and when I turn, I'm just gonna lock his arm up here. Yeah, and this just locks his arm up. Kind of mean, for Aikido it's kind of mean, but in real life what happens is I come in and I just go slam and break his elbow right there. Yes, yes. If I want to be a little more Aiki, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my hand in here and sit on the bend and just lock it and push the shoulder up a little bit, and then I can control him and just move him around without hurting him. Go. So we also have where we come to the inside. I come in here and we bring him in and down, throw him down that way. We also do it in Kiza, which is one knee like this, and then Seiza, which is completely down. So that's where we were playing around. So he's got a stick.
How does your stick guard differ from the screen?
I'm sorry?
How does it differ from the screen?
Oh, Kali is a scrimmer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kali, Eskrima, Arnis, those three guards. It's slightly different in theory, but it's all the same thing. Yes, it's all the same thing. But we were working from the stick, number 3. We were coming in, boom, boom here, and just locking up and doing our disarms and stuff from there. If I wanted to be kind of Aiki and not hurting, I could bring it up here like this and lock it up. But I don't like that. I get rid of the stick and disarm him. So my favorite thing with the stick is to take it away.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. So anyway, we're working that. Go ahead, let's go ahead and put these up. And we'll just, do you want to come out and do a little Aiki? We'll do some soft Aiki.
Yeah, be soft and level.
Oh no, we absolutely soft. We can start with our very first technique, which is Ikkyo Sono Ichi. We start everything from grips. So we have Katsute Dori grip, which is a cross grip, and we have Gyaku Dori, which is straight across like this. This is basically the 2 grips we really have to work with right now. Katsute Dori. So all I'm going to do is we have a technique we call Z-lock. So all I'm going to do is roll it up here like this and just hold him here. So basically the lock looks like this, which is actually a Nikyo. It's the second technique. That's basically what it looks like. I just lock him up here like this. Now, because we're training, he's not going to resist and there's not going to be any problem with him hanging on here. People have issue with that. As long as you understand the difference between training and actually doing it for real, everything is cool. But we grip because now he can let go and I don't care because I've got him, right? We're not going to sit here for a week, so he's not going to be able to just go ahead and pull back and go away. Yeah, he can pull back and walk away like that, but since we're going slow here, I'm gripping. This hand here is going to come in, and I'm just going to go, you can go on the elbow, but we go in between the shoulder and the elbow so that we don't do damage. My thumb is going to support here, and all I'm going to do is lean in and support him to get him off balance a little bit, just like that. And then I'm just going to turn and roll him in, and boom, right here. Ikkyo Sono Ichi. That's all it is. Plain and simple. You wanna practice that with him? You can try it. We'll work. So just stay close. Now, if you're used to being at a distance, maybe you can make that work a little bit better. I have a tendency to want to stay close. So the difference is this. If I'm way out here, I have a hard time controlling you if you're resisting.
Yeah.
Right? But even if you are resisting, I come in here like this, and I get you off balance a little bit. Now, even if you wanted to punch me, you're not thinking about punching me here. If I'm out here, you can think about punching me because you still have your balance.
Yeah.
Right? So if I come in here like this, now you're off balance just enough to where the only thing you're concerned about is falling on your face.
Yeah.
And and then I just roll and turn and bring you in here, and I get close. I don't want there to be any space in between you and me, and I just lock you up just like that. So again, if I have distance, right now he's still got his balance, and if I try to turn him here, I have to force him down because he's still got his balance and he can resist me. So go ahead and resist it. So like this, and now I gotta force him down, right? But if I get him off balance, now I'm just rolling back in here, and there you go. And he moves around where he has a hard time keeping his balance. So give that a shot. Just get a little closer to him. Go ahead and, there you go. Yep, look, there you go. There you go, there you go. That's better, that's better. Yeah. So this is the first one, Ikkyo Sono Ichi. Boom, boom. And I bring him in here just like that. And I get him off. Now, we have nages and otoshis. Nage is a throw, and otoshi is a drop. We try to nage as much as possible because otoshi's hurt.
It's safer.
So when I throw him, I push him and he does his own roll. He just rolls out of it. Yeah. I tell everybody the important thing is that I don't make him roll or fall. He does that on his own for safety, right? An otoshi, so I get him locked up with Ikkyo here. An otoshi is a drop. So I just take him straight down. I just take him straight down to the ground. Boom, just like that. Snap. So those are the different variations. A nage is a throw and a toshi is a drop. Our second Ikkyo is I'm going to regrip. I like to twist and bring it in like this because there's more control. I'm going to step in, and then I'm going to do a tenkan, which is a spin with this leg here. It's like this, right? So, and I'm going to guide him by using my arm to guide him around, just like that. And when I do that, I lift up, I'm going to step straight under, and then I'm going to turn again. That's going to cause me to hit him here. And then I just hit Ikkyo again, boom, right there is Ikkyo. So it looks like this. He grips. I'm going to step in and turn, guide him around, and then I'm going to take my inside leg, step under and turn, pop him and hit him with Ikkyo. I had a little Gokyo in there, little go in there. All right, yeah, so we'll try that. We'll have you turn this direction so the camera gets the scab. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, so go ahead and grab him with Katate Dori. Yeah, there you go.
So we step in. We're going to use this arm to lock the person over.
So you just go ahead and go with him so he doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, that's not bad. So it's all good around.
There you go.
And then I'm going to take this leg, step through. And I'm going to push you over.
There you go. Good, good. Yeah. You want to do it to me? You can do that one to me. I'll grab you here. There you go. So that's fine. You just turn in just a little bit here. You don't want to lift your body up. All you're going to do is turn my arm in like this so you get control. Your outside leg is going to step forward, and then you're going to spin around with that back leg. There you go. Boom. And that's going to bring me over here. You're going to go under. There you go. Boom. And then you're going to hit that. Yes. Just like yes. 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 Now when you get more proficient with it, we'll go dive with it real quick. So a lot of people do this is they start spinning like this. Okay. So what we want to do is when we go underneath, I want to take a straight shot underneath him, and I don't turn until I get behind him, and then I turn. Okay? Because if I turn here, he chokes me, just like that. If I try to turn halfway, like this, then he can move and all kinds of sort of stuff like that. So we step straight in, and then when I'm behind him, then I turn, just like that. Of course, boom, here, and then lock him up with Ikkyo. I have a tendency to hit that. And then from here, you can otoshi, which is dropping, or you can push him forward. Or if you keep him locked up here, you can move him any direction you want and just get rid of him, basically. Yeah. So you worked that on him one time. Oh, this is Darius, by the way.
I'm Larry.
This is Larry.
You're Jerry?
Darius.
Jerry, it's okay.
So tell him what your last name is.
Ebert.
Tell him what your last name is.
Ebert. Ebert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darius.
Yeah.
Right, and Keith?
Yeah, I'm Bill's son.
You're my second cousin.
Oh, there you go.
You look like Bill. Absolutely. Wow. Okay, I've already forgot.
That's fine.
So,
We're gonna turn him in here. You're gonna step with this leg, and you're gonna spin with this one, which brings him all the way around to the other side. And then this hand comes up. There you go. And there, yeah, there you go. And then just push him. There you go. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Since this is a do and not a jitsu, we can do some turny, twisty stuff because we're not going to get punched in the face when we do it because this is training. So I bring him in here like this, boom, I bring him under, bring him boom, boom, back up, boom, and bring him down and throw him away. One thing I would suggest, so once you get this here, try to keep this thumb underneath like this. Because if you put it up here like this,
Yeah.
it slips off, and then he grabs it and breaks it. So when I first was taught this technique, because my original system in Aikido was Kijitsuku Kai Aikido, which came from Thomas Makiyama, which is from Gozo Shiota, and Gozo Shiota learned from Morihei Ueshiba. So that's the line. We did it like this. We did it like that, right? But I found that especially with people just learning, when they would do this, they don't have the control to be able to roll that without slipping. So people's hands were slipping like that, and then, you know, then he can just grab it and break it off and do all sorts of other things. So I tried to figure out how I could make it work, but change it enough so that especially earlier students didn't get loose all like. So I figured out that right there is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Boom, and then I got him locked up here. Now my hand doesn't slip because my thumb is there. Even if I push him away from here, I can just push him away right there. But my thumb controls not sliding and everything. So when you do it, go slow. Boom, boom, boom here. And he'll walk with you because that's what he's supposed to do. It's not fluffy, but it's cooperative. This hand comes up, and I'm just going to slide under, going straight, going behind you, and then I do what we call kayatin, which is just turning of the hips so I face the other direction. And when I do that, this hand here just hits him because why not? And then here's the ikkyo, and lock him up here, boom, just like that.
Are these sets you learned in the system?
Are they what?
Sets?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So our system does not do kata.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do everything hands-on. And we have 18 different techniques, and those techniques are done about 60 different ways. And that's the measure for rank, is by the techniques that you do and how well you do them.
Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with katas. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's all technique oriented. And I'm starting you with the first technique. Ikkyo, Nikkyo, Sankyo, Yankyo, Gokyo, Rokyo are the first 6 techniques. And then it goes into elsewhere, Shihos and Shominates and all that stuff. But what we're doing here is the first series of techniques for basically white belt on. So yeah, that's how I start everybody out. We don't. We do exercises. We've got a Z-lock exercise. So basically, he grabs. I hit the Z-lock because this teaches you how to work the Z-lock, and then from here we just lean in and push, and then we get to practice a back fall. Yeah. So we're combining Aikido, which is the Z-lock, and then we're mixing in a punch, because technically Aikido is not supposed to punch. We're mixing in a punch, but while I'm practicing that, he gets to practice his rolls and falls. So we have a few exercises like that. We have tons of different Z-lock type things we do. We come in, we come under, we turn, and then we're gonna draw it back, and this is a kayatin, this is another technique that we do, and we do throws. But we'll get to all those later. Ikkyo is the very first technique you learn. So no matter when you start, the first thing you learn is this. Ikkyo sono ichi. It's the first thing everybody learns. Everybody learns it the same way. It's all done systematically. Once you get your black belt and you get experience with doing the techniques the way I've got them organized, once you start your second degree black belt, then you get to change them however you want.
Can I see you do that?
You see it do it again? Sure. So I'm here. Okay. Then I take my outside leg and I step in, and when I do that, this hand automatically comes up and gets him off balance, just like that. Okay? And then all I'm going to do is just turn at my hip so I face the same way he is. And then I draw him in. Boom. And that's it. And we can keep him right here. Now, if you want to start throwing or dropping, then we do that later, but this is Ikkyo sono ichi, and that's how that one works. We just stick with that one if you want to do that. Just stick with the very first technique. We don't want to get too far in.
Step in and push. Down as we turn.
There you go. Yep. That's all it is.
Here, I'll do that.
Yeah, and then just turn. There you go. Draw him in. Yep. If you, well, you can take him down. You can. So I'm here, and I have him locked up here, and I have him locked in here. So I like to make sure that when I have him here, his side smashes into my hip a little bit. I like to make sure there's no space in here, and I have him locked up here. Now, if I want to take him straight down, I would go down to one knee and just take him straight down, just right here. If I want to throw him, when you first start, I got him locked up here. If I want to throw him, I like to take the close leg and just step in and push, and then he will do the roll because that helps him train the roll, and it also teaches me how to move him forward and throw him away. There you go. Now take this leg and step it up so that you're up with him. So yeah, this comes up here. This leg here comes up here.
Okay, yeah. You want it in front of my foot?
Actually move the leg up here.
Yeah.
Take this. There you go. There you go. Yes. And then from there, if you can go, I don't know, can you go down on your knees or will it hurt you?
I think I can.
Okay. It's up to you. If you want to just push him down, he'll fall down. There you go. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Now we have a series of blocks that we stick to when we do Aikido. Since you're taking him down, I'll go ahead and show you those locks real quick. Since he's going to go down, I'm going to move the camera a little bit. There you go. So we have some basic blocks that we do. So when we get him to the ground, we're going to take our close knee and put it into his armpit, and then the other knee goes to the wrist. Okay. Now from there,
See, with this one all the way up in there. Like that.
there you go. Yeah. So from there, I'm going to turn his palm up, and then I'm going to pull his fingers to where they're pointing up in the air. Okay? This hand here is going to sit on his elbow. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take his hand and I'm going to lay his pinky to the ground. Go ahead, there you go, yes. And as I do that, and be careful, I'm going to roll his elbow back towards me at the same time, so it's like this. Yeah, and that causes spiral to his, yes. So this is the first one. The second one, we go up and we put his wrist on the top of your foot, and we do the same thing. This way there's some space in there, and it hurts worse. Okay? Then we're going to lift it up, and we're going to put it on our lap.
So you want to be in the middle?
Yeah, if you can, you want that outside leg up, like this.
Oh, kind of like
Yeah, there you go, yes. And then all we're going to do is we're gonna do the same thing. And then we're gonna put a little pressure down because that'll snap his elbow. Yeah, okay? Now, you may not be able to get this fourth one, depending on how limber you are. Well, I'll show it to you anyways. You're gonna take your inside leg and sit here, and then you're gonna lay his arm across. And I'll get off of you so that,
Yeah, you got it right, so then just sit.
so you can just, there you go. Now this one's, you gotta be careful you don't break it. This is gonna bend this way, and it's gonna, you get it up there? And it's gonna lay on your lap. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it looks like this here. You lay it up here like this, and then you lay it on, and then you can do a front roll and break his arm.
They'll never fly it.
Hey, no, he would never, no, ever, ever. Okay, the next one, now we're gonna face him. My knee is gonna be into his head and one into his ribs. Palm up, it's gonna lay in the bend of my arm just like this. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend my arm like this, but I'm gonna roll his elbow back at the same time. And that breaks. Then I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna use it like a cane. I'm gonna prop it up here like this and I'm gonna shove it into the ground. Those are the basic ones there you go. Those are the basic ones that we work on a regular basis. You all right?
Oh, fine.
So those are the locks that we work on. All right. All right, get back to Eco Sunweech.
Let's do this one.
There we go. So Z-Lock, a Remy, Eco, and there you go, yes.
Double.
There you go. And then there you go. Just stuff that leg up into his armpit.
Or like this.
So that's the second one.
That's okay.
Yeah. So the second
We
one.
start turning and twisting, yes.
So the second one will start like this. Second one. Here, we're gonna push.
Go ahead and follow him. There you go.
And then, so here I'm gonna point it over here, not gonna throw it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, okay, point it here. Step here.
Oh, okay.
And that's where the turn is.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna turn him and I'm gonna guide him around like that. I just help spin him around a little bit. Just want to disorient him because I go here, boom, disorient, come under, strike him there, and then I hit Eco right here. Boom, just like that. But we're gonna have to walk him around to whatever I want. All right. You let him do it to me one time, and then you can watch him do it. Oop, fix the camera. I always forget
Watch
that.
the feet.
There you go. We saw a bunch of feet that time. There you go. Boom. It's as you step in. So don't lift this arm up. So go ahead and go back again. Go ahead and step back. Sorry.
I turned the wrong way.
You did.
Okay.
That's fine. So when you have this here, you're just gonna turn this in here this way. You're gonna go to the outside and stay out there. One thing we don't like to do so much is to go to the inside, because then I have to deal with that hand,
Yeah.
right? So as long as we stay to the outside, we don't have to deal with that. So I step out here, and even if he punches me, he's gonna do exactly what I want him to do, because he's gotta turn. So I bring him over here anyway. So if he tries to punch me, I just let him. So hold on, so let me, okay, ready? And punch. See, he does exactly what I want him to do anyway. Now he's a little off balance. So I just step up and go under, turn, which causes that little hit, get him off balance and roll him into Eco.
Up.
Yep.
Like this.
That's the first one. Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second one.
And the second one is you're gonna re-grip him here,
Okay.
and then you step in with this leg, just, nope, just step straight up in swing this way.
No.
There you go, and then just turn it. So bring your body in enough so you can put a little pressure. There you go. And then just turn it this way and push coming this way. And then you step, nope. We're gonna step under and turn. And then there you go. Yes. There's a, in the Do version of Aikido, there's a lot of turning. It's a circular art.
Yeah.
It's a circular art, yes. So, so the third one is, we'll move to the third one. There's not a lot of turning in that one. So he grabs Katate Dori, I'm gonna re-grip him, and what I'm gonna do is step back. I'm gonna draw back. So I'm gonna draw him back like that, okay? Now, what this really is when he reaches in to grab me, I step back and he follows me. That's what it really is. But because we're doing it static, boom. Now, as he steps forward, that's when I go under. I let him do the movement for me. And then Ikkyo just the same, okay? Ikkyo's always done, no matter how you do it, this is Ikkyo. It's always done the same way. Always done the same way. How you get to it is different. So he reaches in to grab, boom, and boom, boom, and boom. That's it. So work that, try that one.
So what we're doing is we're doing a,
Yeah. You're gonna re-grip. Okay? And then you're gonna step back and draw him in. Just take a step back. There you go. And as you draw him in, you're just gonna lift his arm and go under him. Yep, that's it. Yep, just like that. Yep. So you're having him do all the work. So Aikido is based off of their motion and their force. So if we're like this and we're gonna be fighting or whatever, boom, 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 and I step back and he reaches in and grab, boom, there he steps in. Which gives me what I want right there. So we're just using his motion. But to keep it static so that there's no force against force, he grips, I'm gonna let him have the grip, and I'm gonna re-grip to maintain control. I'm just gonna Oshuro, which is step back. And then I'm just gonna lift up, go under, turn, and just apply Ikkyo. That's fine, no, re-gripping.
other side.
There you go. And all you're gonna do is take this leg and step back and draw him in, and then go underneath, and there you go. There it is. Just make sure when you do that, your thumb comes down here, because if it slides off, he's gonna grab it and break it off. Yes. That's,
I'll be nice.
he'll be nice. He'll be nice. But someone you're doing it to in real life may not.
Straight back,
There you go.
and
And then under, straight forward under. There you go.
then,
And then there's the
No.
Ikkyo. Yeah, there you go. All right. Fourth one is pretty simple. We're just gonna go straight under. So the hand comes up, I just go under. Whoop.
it's for the, it's not,
That is true, you're right. Good for you. All right. Free hand's gonna come in, just like this. He's got a hold, free hand's gonna come in. I'm gonna step, turn, and then do Ikkyo. Yeah.
it's gonna be this hand moves and this leg moves.
That's all, just to maintain control. And then, there you go, and then just go straight into Ikkyo. Yeah. So this free hand comes in and grips. No, just go in just like that. Try to get down to his wrist. There you go. And then just go. Your close leg goes underneath and turn. There you go. And then this one goes right here. There you go. Yeah, that's all right, man. All right. So I'll show you number 5. We have 5 variations. I'll show you number 5. It's from Katate Dori. So I'm just gonna. You can re-grip this if you want. I have a tendency to like to do the Z-lock version first. And it's gonna come in like we're gonna do this, but now we're gonna step in front of them. So I'm gonna take my step and I'm trying to get all the way across. And then all I'm gonna do, and he's gonna go right there. All I'm gonna do is turn at my hips and he's gonna trip over my leg. That's it. That's all it is. So he grips with Katsute Dori, hit this Z-lock, boom, boom. This time when it comes in, I get this Ikkyo, but I go in front of him when I'm here, and then I just turn my hips, and he gets trapped and falls over my leg. So I won't actually throw you, go ahead and grip. There you go. So I'm just gonna come across like this, and then see how I turn, you'll just go flying over. Yeah. That's the fifth one. You wanna try it, you can get to the point, but you, if it's gonna hurt your legs or you're gonna feel uncomfortable, don't actually force him over, because,
I did 200 minutes.
no, that's fine.
So
Hit the Z-lock. So this Z-lock here, and then you get your Ikkyo here. Now this leg is gonna go in front. There you go. And then you just turn your hip and throw him over your leg. Yep, that's all it is. I'm here, and as I come in, I step here. I like to step on this. And then you just turn and roll him over your leg. Those are the first 5 techniques that we do. They're all Ikkyos. So, Ikkyo Sono Ichi, Katsute Dori. Just comes in, boom, boom, and you have it locked up here. Ikkyo Sono Ni, Katsute Dori, regrip. I turn, bring him around, hit with Ikkyo. Sono San, Katsute Dori, Oshuro, with the Ikkyo. Shi, hand comes in, grip, boom, turn, and hit with the Ikkyo. And then go, boom, boom, straight in front, and turn this way. Just like those are the first 5. All the same technique. They're all Ikkyos. Just how you get to them. That's the first series that you learn. We'll run through a couple other real quick. Nikkyos. Nikkyos hurt. Now with Ikkyo, see, I can do this without ever causing any pain to you. Nikkyo is not quite the same way, because Nikkyo will hurt. So he grabs, first thing I'm going to do is pin his hand so he can't let go. Because if I don't, he's going to let go, and that'll be it. So I pin it, I bring up this Z-lock, I'm going to lay my hand on top with the thumb up. Don't put the thumb under here. It stays up on top. Just like this. And then all I'm going to do, I don't move this arm. What I'm going to do is roll like I'm revving up a motorcycle. So it's just like this, and it's boom. That's it. That's all it is. So real quick, I'll show it to you without, is this a safer hand to use? Yeah. All right. I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on it because I don't know how far, but I pin it so you can't let go. Yeah. My hand comes up and I lock it. It already hurts, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I haven't even put it on you yet. Okay, so it's here, and all I'm going to do is rev it. Okay? Now there's other ways to make it hurt even worse, but you had enough of pain before I even got it on. Most people will. So I lock it up here like this. Another way of making it really painful is I draw this elbow down here, like this, and I go down. That really makes it, and I get to throw you with it. So that's Nikkyo. I'll let you do it to me real quick. You got to pin my hand first. There. Don't grab, just pin it. That comes up here. Don't put that thumb down there, you'll break your own thumb. Right here, now don't move any of this. None of this moves. Okay? All I want you to do is rev it like you're doing a motorcycle. Don't move any of this. This is the only thing that moves. Take your fingers and pretend like you're going to roll under my arm and touch your own belly button. Don't move that. And just like that. It'd be difficult. I'm used to it. I can take a little more than most people. He can take a little more than most people. So, but yeah. Well, yeah, here, go ahead and grab. There you go. So this right here was kind of painful for you. Yeah, see, this already painful for you, right? I haven't even put it on. So most people are like this. Most people, so if you can hang on and I won't put no pressure on that. So it's like this, and then I roll your hand, I roll my hand like this, and I'm actually rolling your whole arm. But because I have control of this, it doesn't get to move. And then I roll that, try to imagine like I'm going to touch my own belly button while rolling your arm. It'll snap your wrist. It will snap your wrist. So yeah, you're very common for someone who hasn't never had it put on. You reacted before I even got it put on.
That was 71.
And you're 71. So we'll kind of probably lightly go over those because those are painful, and I don't want to put any pressure on your So the second one is going to come up. So my hand comes up like this here, and I still have that position. This hand comes in. I call this one Pac-Man. So it comes in like this, and then walk. Pac-Man comes in and gets a grip just like this, and I hold it. And then you can't actually break the thumb, so you got to be careful to release that. And it rolls up, and then I lock it here. I make sure this wrist is locked, this elbow is locked, and it's bent in this Z shape. And then all I do is take the pinky and pretend like I'm going to touch his nose, but I don't move his hand at all. It stays right here, and I just take his wrist like that. So I'll show this one to you real quick. So as you grab, so it comes up like this, and then this hand comes in and grips it. Now this is where I break your thumb. You feel it, yeah. But I release it here, and I have it just like this, okay? And I want to move it in just a little bit because I can feel that's it. There's a little bit of pressure here. I don't know over there, and these are all equal. So what I'm going to do is take this pinky, and I'm going to touch your nose, but I'm not going to move your hand, just like that. And then I just snap it off. The key with Nikkos is going slow, and well, with all these techniques, you go slow and consistent. There's no jerky motions because you'll break somebody. You will break somebody. The third Nikko that we work is Gakute. And the thumb is going to stay in and the fingers are going to stay out, and I'm going to roll. Just going to roll the hand just like this. And I'm going to keep track so that he doesn't let go. That's all it is. Boom, just like this. Now, from here, I can do one of two things. I can just bring this up and break it just like I did before. What I like to do is take this hand and go down to the elbow, and then I bring the elbow like I'm bringing it down to my hip. But I keep pressure on this here. And then I bring his elbow in like this and break it. Okay? I'll show you that one real quick. There we go. Let's go back. There we go. So all I'm going to do is like this. My hand will lock it up here, and I just roll. Now I got that Nikko, just like that. Boom. So I can leave it here and break it, or I can bring this elbow in here like it, just like that. I push down and in on the elbow and up on the wrist. Those are Nikkos. We can have you work those, but we'll be very, very limited on doing them to you because
I can't remember anything.
that's fine. That's fine. This is kind of a broad overview of everything. We can stick to one technique for a couple weeks to get you. Yeah. Well, but eventually, I'm just trying to show you an overview of everything right now, just to kind of get an
I
idea.
see what you're doing.
Yeah. Sankyos, I like Sankyos, pretty cool. Sankyos, third technique. Again, these first like 6 techniques rely on the Z-lock thing, this right here, a lot. So I'm here. What I'm going to do is do an uppercut to his face. I'm going to come in and just go wham, right that. But because we're Aikido, I can't hit him. I shouldn't hit him. So what I'm going to do is, we call it a distraction. All I'm going to do is put my hand in his face like this. That's the symbol of I just uppercutted you in the jaw and the fight's over. So I hit the Z-lock and I grip it, and I come in and distract him, boom, just like that. Now I'm going to stay to his outside, and I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to put them right here on the meaty part, like this here, and my thumb is going to go back here, and I'll lock it up just like that. This hand will come in and under, and then all I'm going to do is a rimming step up, and then just turn at my hips. Just like that. He didn't turn because he wanted to, he turned because he had to. You alright?
Yeah.
You get poked in the eye?
No, I don't know what that means. It's not dust or something.
Okay. So, let's go Katsute, let's go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up, just like this, and hit the C-lock. And then because we're doing Aikido, I can't really punch you in the face, so I'm going to distract you. Boom, that just gives you this distraction. Now my fingers are going to come down here, and I'm going to roll this hand so that I grip right here, and my thumb will go right here. This little meaty part in between your index finger and your thumb, I stick my thumb right in there like that. Right in there. Now I won't do that because it hurts.
Yeah.
Let's bend that a little bit so I don't hurt you. And then this hand comes up under here, and I like reverse handshake you, and I'm gonna step up, and then I'm just gonna turn. Yeah, see this? Yeah. That's all that is. We'll let him do it for me one time. Boom, boom. Distraction, lock, and lock me up with song. Now from here, there you go. From here, if he wants to throw me, he can throw me away. Boom, boom, throw me away. Or he can otoshi and drop me straight to the ground, which is very deadly because it breaks your wrist and smashes your face into the ground. We have one more Sankyo. So I call this one patty cake. So all I'm going to do is this hand is just going to hit the back of his hand, just like it's kind of like patty cake, just like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grip like I grip here, and this thumb will go right in here, just like that. So boom, I peel it off, I step under, and I turn, just like that. That's all it is. I'll show you real quick.
It's a lot tighter.
Huh?
It's a lot tighter.
It is a lot tighter. So all I'm going to do is this, boom. I peel that off just like that. Now, of course, when I go in, I elbow you, I hit you, boom, something like that. But because of Aikido, we do it lightly. I step in, and then I just turn. Just like that. You all right? Okay. Those are Sankyos. Okay? Those are the first three techniques. Ikkos, Nikkyos, and Sankyos. That probably takes 5 or 6 months, 4 or 5 months.
Well, that plus footwork.
Well, yeah, the footwork and the rolls and falls and all that. But just learning those techniques well enough to do them
4 to 6.
could take at least, about half a year to get decent. Yeah, to get decent with it. Yeah. And again, we have 18 different techniques that we do in 60 different ways. So generally, with someone who's really skilled, that's training in other arts and kind of knows what's going on and stuff, generally it takes about 3 years, at least 3 years, to decently do these techniques well enough to test for a black belt. Generally, I would say 5 years would be about kind of a normal for someone who probably didn't have so much. He could have done it in 3 years, but he took some time off. He got his black belt in about 4 and a half, 5 years? 6 years?
Because I started when I was 16 and I
Okay.
got it 2 years ago.
Okay, so he took about 6 years, but he took a little bit of time off. I have one guy who's a Taekwondo black belt. He was what, 3 and a half, 4 years?
3 and a half.
3 and a half, 4 years took him to get it. I did have a Aikido brown belt who came in and trained, and he only took about 2 and a half years, but he already knew the techniques, the basic ideas of the techniques, because he was in Aikido already. He just had to get over some of the fluffy stuff. Fluffy stuff being...
Is this picture still up there? Or
No, Ron took all that down. So the fluffy stuff is this. So if I do this, he just falls because he knows he's supposed to. Yeah. I don't make him fall. I don't even do the technique fully. You know, I could sit here like this. Go ahead behind, grab the other hand. Yeah, like go boom, boom here, boom, boom here, and I could just go like this and then go like that, and he just falls because that's what he knows he's supposed to do. So if I grab him and don't put any effort into it. So he lifts up his hand, and then just the boom, and then I just go over. Because that's how the technique works. So if he grabs me with both hands, and I go like this, and I go like that, he rolls. I didn't do anything but this. I mean, I didn't put any effort into it. I didn't get him off balance. I didn't do any of that stuff. That's a fluffy version of it. A more realistic version takes more time to get. So he took more time trying to get away from the fluffy stuff. But he did it in like 2.5 years. But he already knew the techniques for the most part. He just had to adjust to the way we do them and get over actually having to do them. So we do have some Joe. Now you're from a Kung Fu style, right? Okay, so I'm assuming you have a lot of weaponry.
There he is, but I was empty-handed,
You were all empty hand?
pretty much.
Pretty much, okay. We do have 6 forms with the bow. They're small forms that all accumulate. There's 5 of them that accumulate all together to create the 6th one, which is one big long. It's not difficult.
I have done the Japanese weapons.
Okay, well, our first form doesn't even really come from Aikido. It actually comes from a more karate version of martial art. So it's a lot more linear than the rest of them, but it goes along with the rest. So Mawashi Te Kihon Waza Aikijo is the first one. So it's very simple. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that's it. So there is get one that I actually can hit with. So there's actually a 2-person set that goes with the first couple of these. So when he strikes, I stop him from hitting me, okay? And then I come in, I hit him in the ribs, then I hit him in the ribs on this side. Now, at this point, he gets the brilliant idea to grab the Joe. So after, go ahead and release it quick. So after I hit him here in the ribs, he grabs that thing. So the next one is I roll this into Nikyo. This is the Nikyo, it's a Z-lock. And I lock him in, and then I push him to the ground. And then I step up, hit him in the knee, I come up, and I hit him in the knee. Boom. So that's the 2-person drill. That's what we're doing. So if you look at the form now by myself, so I stop the Joe from hitting me. I hit him in the ribs, I hit him in the ribs, he grabs it. I roll him into Nikyo, push him to the ground, hit him in the kneecap, hit him in the kneecap, and then you're done. That's what it is. Now when I was taught this, go ahead and lay back down on the ground for a second. When I was taught this, we were told to step up and hit him in the ribs. Boom, boom, step up and hit him in the ribs. I didn't like that for one simple reason. He's got feet, he's gonna kick me, right? So I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like that.
Well, now we try to do some other stuff too.
Yes, so I changed it. So when I do it now, I don't come up here and hit in the ribs. I stay back far enough, I hit him in the knee. Hit him in the kneecap. And the reason it's in the Zenshin Aikijitsu system is because I was taught it in the Kijitsu Kai Aikido system that I originally, but they stopped teaching it and no one knows it, no one was doing it anymore. I was asking people that still study Kijitsu Kai Aikido if they trained that, you know Gary Paul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Gary trains in Kijitsu Kai Aikido as well.
Yeah.
And he's got a black belt in it, yes. Well, he never did this form. When I was teaching, or when I was being instructed in it, we did this form. So I asked him, I said, well, we're going to do Joe forms. He goes, well, we've never done that. I said, you never did Joe forms? And I showed him that form, and he goes, no, I've never seen that before. And I was like, well,
He never took karate.
well, no, but it was put in the Aikido system that he trained. It was there earlier.
That's Bandy's thing.
Yeah, Bandy put it in there from a karate system that he trained supposedly in Japan. He says he was in Japan, so he says he was in Japan. So that was the form that they were taught there, and he put that in the Zenshin, Kijitsu Kai system, thank you. The Kijitsu Kai system that he was teaching, he had it in there. Well, sometime in between me getting my black belt and Gary training, somehow it got taken out of the system. And when I realized that, I'm like, well, I don't want it to disappear. So I made sure I put it into this system so that it didn't disappear. That's really why it's there. So, but we have 5 different ones. That one was the first one.
It looks like Shoshan Loan.
The Shorin? Yeah. Yeah, okay. That first one is it's very linear like this because came from a karate system. The other ones flow a lot more. And that's the second portion of that form. That one flows a little bit more. The third one actually comes from Kali Salat, the Filipino Kali system, and it's the 9 angles of attack. That's the third one. Fourth one, might as well try to go through them all. I don't know. Fourth one comes in, boom, 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 boom. There's the fourth one. Fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 37. And then you put all those together to create the last one.
Yeah.
You got lost?
Yeah.
You got lost.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't wanna lose that.
Yeah. Did you ever work boken?
Yeah.
Any kind of sword stuff?
Yeah, I think, you know,
You did kendo? Okay. So we have 5 basic boken techniques that we do, and I'll show you those. You want to run through them?
Sure.
All right. He's gonna be the defender, and I'm gonna be the mean guy that attacks him. You went backwards. It's all right. Hey, now I must kill myself. There it is. Good, good. There it is. Whoa!
Sorry.
And the last one, which unfortunately is a lot of people's favorite.
It's because it's easy to remember.
Those are the basic, the 5. So we start with the swords out, and all we're going to do is give him a little. That tells him I'm ready. 1, 2, shove it. Technically, this gets shoved in his heart, but we can't poke each other in the heart constantly because it hurts. So when he strikes, I'm going to roof. Now, I have it laying on my arm. A lot of people try to do it out here, but unfortunately when he hits that, it slams into my arm and then that's trouble. So it stays on my arm and roof here. I step in, I tie it in, take off his wrist. Fight's over really, but shove it into his heart, but because we can't do that, I shove it underneath his arm. Twist the blade so it's up, draw it out, come around, and then I cut his head off. A little overkill, but you know, what the heck. Second one's exactly the same thing, but we go to the other side. Boom, 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 boom.
Tape sucks.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it off from
It's
that.
okay. It's not.
Now the third, all of them start out except the third one. The third one, you're still a sheath. So you give him a little nod to let him know you're ready. So as he comes in, you're gonna out, draw the sword, and then you're gonna get him at the floating ribs. His hand's gonna come over here, and you're gonna shove it through his body. If you're lucky, you'll get about halfway, and it'll be sticking out here like this, boom. You draw it out, then you go back to the wrist, heart, and neck. That's done on all of them. The fourth one, again, we're out. I'm gonna step out, and I'm gonna flick it from the top. So, just keep it right there. So as he comes down, I'm not gonna hit it here, down here. What I'm gonna do is use the back of my blade because I don't wanna dull the front of it. And I'm gonna go to the top of his sword, and I'm gonna flick it off like that. So, boom, just like that. I'm gonna step in, take his head off, do a little tin-con, shoulder to hip. Now you got a choice. If you're young and you like to go to the ground a lot and you like kizah, you can go down here and you can cut him down at the legs. I used to do that. I'm a little older now. I'm pushing 60, not in my 70s yet, but I'm hitting 60. So I stay up. I get him here in the ribs, boom, cut him, and then again wrist, heart, head. The last one, when I originally started teaching this, you had to hold your hand here because what happened is when you lift it up, we would actually put it up to the throat because that's where it's going, and you'd put a little pressure on it. The problem with that is I had some teenagers. I probably shouldn't have to go any further than this, but I had some teenagers who thought it would be fun to start poking people in the throat and shoving them and doing all. So I said, okay, we're going to cut that completely out. We're not going to do that. So now what we do is I go to the side and here, and that indicates I'm shoving it down the center of his throat. Boom. I turn the blade, my hand comes up, and I pull it out as I push him away, and I slit his throat and cut underneath his arm because technically the blade is down the center of his throat all the way through. And then when I turn it like this and pull it out, I'm just cutting his whole throat out. So basically his head should go thunk. But those are the 5 basic Boken techniques we work.
Yeah, that's very good. I have seen them years ago.
Okay.
Just for sleeves.
Okay. We do live blade. We do have live blade training that we do work. I don't particularly care too much for this one because it's plastic and it makes noise. Like it sounds like I'm scraping it, but that's just how it is. But we do a lot of drawing and sheathing of the sword. You know, we just boom here and then we practice that sort of stuff on occasion. You probably need to get that back out more. But we basically work drawing and resheathing the sword. The cutting, we don't really do too much with the live blade because it's just dangerous. If we want to practice cutting, we do it with the Boken, so we don't have to worry about accidentally cutting. So, because those are sharp. Those are sharp. I've cut myself a few times just practicing, and it does draw blood, and I don't want to do that to a student or myself, and it freaks people out when they see someone getting cut by a sword. So if we're going to do cutting, we use the Boken. If we're going to do drawing, single drawing, we don't ever attack people with swords and defend and stuff. We do that with Boken. But if you're just practicing drawing and cut, whatever, we do that individually. We can use a sword. Unfortunately, those are the only 2 swords we have. And no one else has got any that they bring up. The one that's covered is mine only. I don't let anybody else play with that one. That one's my blade.
That's the expensive one.
That's the expensive one, yeah. That one's really sharp. It probably is too sharp. When you use them, you want them a little dull. You don't want them super sharp because if you cut somebody intentionally, if you cut somebody, you don't want it to be a nice even slice. You want it to be jaggedy and all nasty, because an even slice cut can be sewed together a lot easier than a jagged cut. So if you're really wanting to hurt somebody, use a dull blade. That'll jack you up. A sharp blade will just slice. I like it to be really sharp, because if there's an accidental cut, he knows.
Sharp blade.
Uh-oh.
Did you tell him the story?
Chinese hook sword.
I didn't know.
15 stitches.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got attacked from that
See how nice
closet.
that is?
Yeah, that's hard to do.
On the curve.
Oh, I didn't
He
do
got-
that.
He got in the closet and it jumped out and grabbed him and cut him wide open.
Ah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, the ninja gun.
Yeah, a bunch of interdimensional ninjas came out of that
15
closet.
ninjas.
15 of them.
I took them all out.
Yeah.
But they each got a little cut on them.
There you go. So that's basic.
Just a bunch
No,
of-
absolutely, absolutely. Anytime you want to interject something, that's a good story.
It didn't even take a real doctor, so.
And you just fell on it too, right?
Yeah,
Like it didn't
I
even
just went
push. Yeah.
about that far.
I cut myself bad 2 years ago and took real estate.
Now,
And it worked.
Yeah.
As long as you get it held together.
you're the only one that has an actual sword cut story that I know about, right?
So he's right.
Yeah.
Knife hurts a lot worse.
It does.
I felt it cut me, but it really didn't hurt.
Yeah,
It just felt warm,
yeah.
right?
That was the blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
yeah. Yeah, it was less painful than a tattoo.
that's why I
That was the only
like.
tattoo I ever got. I was drunk on sake and didn't really.
Okay. I've got 5, and the only one that even bothered me was the one here on my ribs. But that's why I like to have a sharp blade.
Yeah.
Because if there is an accidental cut, it's a lot easier to take care of than a jagged cut.
Yeah.
So those are sharp, which is also why we don't play with them against each other. Well, that's bogan.
No need to.
No.
That's my blade technique. Is that?
Yeah. So if we want to practice that sort of thing, we get a stick. A stick works just as well. So I enjoy the system. It is organized and structured much more than this class is here. From white belt to first degree black belt, it's organized and structured. I got a manual over there that I wrote up.
Yeah.
I
got one too.
Okay, I shouldn't say we, I should say I attempt at my best to stick to it, especially when I'm teaching lower ranks, because I want things done in a structured, particular way by everybody. Once you pass that, once you get your first degree black belt, basically you start all over again. You have to improve on the stuff you've learned. You got to get better at that. You also get to transfer it from an Aikido to an Aikijitsu, which means it no longer, so the Hiji, for example, if we teach it like this, okay, this isn't going to cause pain and injury and stuff like that. We teach that. Once you get your first degree black belt, then we put pain and anger to it. Then we put pain and anger to it at your leisure. You know, I don't force people to do it, but we're able to train that. Then the punching and kicking comes in. We do punching and kicking, which we don't do in Aikido. It is there, but we don't do it. And then the weaponry, where we get with the sticks and the knives and stuff like that. So there's a progression. And it takes a while. But we'd love to have you come up. If you do come up and you join in on classes, I'll try to stick more towards the structure. We'll do this one technique and that's what we'll do, and we'll try to stick to it. I have a tendency, especially with the guys I work with now, to jump around
Yeah,
Steve and I have
that's
to
what I
practice it.
because they've gone past all of that, stick straight to this and this and this. They've gotten past that, so now we can jump around to stuff, and we can come up with different viewpoints and different ideas about how things will work and stuff like that. You can't really do that with the beginners because it's above their head and it's really not where they need to be at.
If I can learn the beginning part, I'll step aside.
Yeah, so
Learn the class.
yeah, we will stick much stricter to like one technique. I know I jumped around from tons of all the Ikkyos, Nikkyos, and Sankyos. That's a whole lot to look at. And it definitely isn't something you're going to get constantly if I keep jumping around like that. So one class would just be Ikkyo Sono each, and we just stick straight to this, and that would be the whole class. You know, we'd vary it a little bit and work different angles, but the idea of it actually takes a while to learn. So Katate Dori is the grip, then we hit a Z-lock, and then we re-grip, and then I'm going to remi in, and as I remi in, I'm going to get him off balance, and then we can stop here for, you know, and then I just kaiten. So I call it an orbit. I don't know what anyone else would call it. I call it an orbit. So there's an orbit that he can be on that he doesn't fall over, but he's off balance. And there's a circular orbit that I can keep him on if I keep him on that. So if I don't put him on the proper orbit, he maintains his balance, or he gets completely off balance and stumbles away. So he's not on his orbit at all. So I have to figure out where that orbit is to keep him exactly right here. And then once I figure that out, which takes time, once I figure that out, then I continue with the technique by drawing him in and bringing him into Ikkyo. And then from here, we do this for like a half hour or whatever, and then we can move to maybe a drop or a push or something like that. But we stick to that, and I have the most trouble with that, myself personally, because I have a tendency to jump around a lot. Yeah, I digress constantly. I'll jump from one thing to another and just bounce.
That's why it's going.
That's what we were doing when.
And that's what we were doing when you showed up. So we were doing Aikido. Well, first we were doing sticks, and then we threw some Aikido in there, and then I'm like, well, here, let's go with the knife.
And we talked about Salat
And
stuff.
then we started talking about Salat
Oh, we
stuff.
got this,
So I jump around.
We got this.
Oh yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah. Nice little hook knife back then.
Spiral cut the finish.
Yeah. So I have to work on not doing that when I have people up here that aren't ready for that. That's my challenge.
Right?
Yes.
For beginners.
Yes.
And then we go
And luckily I have that structure.
We went from that to using an Aikido technique called Aikido Tosh, which is a leg pick if you've ever seen wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, we went from that roll, the knife roll to.
Here's the structure that I have. I have it all written out. It's all written out by levels and ranks. Yeah. So I don't have to worry about, you know, any of it. I just have to stick to it. That's my thing. Yeah. Yes. So, but it is very structured. At least the first part, the white belt to black belt stuff is pretty decently structured. I purposely don't structure the second degree black belt because I want them to progress on what they've already done, but I want them to do things their way. And if it's structured, they can't do it their way. So we do a lot of jumping and switching from one thing to another, stuff like that. The Aikido techniques stay the Aikido techniques, and we can practice them like the Aikido techniques, but we also put some meanness in it with some kicks and some punches and, you know, stuff that you're not supposed to do in Aikido. We start mixing that stuff in there, and it's just a lot broader. But people who don't have the experience from white belt to black belt don't always assimilate very well into what we do that way. So, but that's that. We go ahead and
You know, it's like, I hate to interrupt, but we're almost an hour over.
yeah. Well, technically, I have it set up to at least 3 o'clock, but we very rarely go that far. All right, Rick. Fantastic. Great job. Thank you for showing up. You did a great job.
Hey, I was sitting on my patio and all of a sudden, 1:30,